Highlands. I'd like to acknowledge everybody that's come this morning to spend 4 or 5 hours with us and help us on our journey as we develop both our pricing plan for 2018-2023, but also more importantly to get a strong feel from you as to how Central Highlands Water is operating in the space that we do in providing water and wastewater services. So it's a very hearty welcome to you. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we meet on, the Wadawurrung people. Pay my respects to their elders past and present. Today the Let's Talk Water is really a process that we've been running since last August to September. We've had an intensive community engagement program that we've had over 1,000 quality responses to. Some of that's been online. We've been to over 20 community events in the last 6 months, everything from shows to trade shows to markets. We've also had some just deliberative sessions with people. We've put trestle tables outside our offices in Maryborough and other places and sat there and talked to people as they've come past us on the street. And the whole aim of that has been to gather a wide range of inputs about our future planning. We want to make sure that we're listening to our customers and as best we can to deliver the services that you find most important for our business, both in the water and wastewater sector. We're also preparing our pricing plan for our economic regulator, the ESC, which is the Essential Services Commission. We think we've got a model that will show you that our tariff increases, if there are any over the next 5 years, will be very minimal. So the influence that you have around that is what we're really interested in today. So the real purpose about today is to listen to you, to our customers, to provide insight into the key themes and issues that mean the most to you, and for us to take those on board and build those into the plans that we're taking further into the future. So we're called Central Highlands Water. Ballarat is here. We go as far to the northwest as Navarre and Landsborough. The main systems we have are at Beaufort, down through Skipton, Linton, down as far as Rokewood to the south, out to Balan on the Western Freeway side, Dalesford, and then around to Maryborough. So we're about 8% of the landmass of Victoria. We've got 140,000 residents that we're serving, 15 supply systems in there. The largest one, not surprising, is Ballarat at around 50,000 connections. Then you go down as small as Dean, which is on the highway between here and Dalesford, where we have 18 connections. I think the other thing that's really important is we've got over $1 billion worth of assets and some 2,500 kilometres of water mains. So it's a big asset to manage, and I guess that in many ways presents its own challenges for us as we work across the region. We have 30 reservoirs. I think we're the second or third largest reservoir holder in the state, behind Goulburn Murray Water and probably Melbourne Water. So that's particular to us as well, because a number of the other water authorities in the state have no reservoirs. They just pump water out of passing rivers or other assets. And we have 99 wastewater pump stations. So what do our customers think? And this has been what we've really gleaned out of the 1,000 responses that we've had already. And these may or may not surprise you, and there may be other things that come out of today. Out of the 1,000 customers, we asked what their feeling was around our water quality, and we ranked a 7.1 out of 10, which we thought was pretty good. And this is across all of our systems. Obviously there's room for improvement. We see that. We continually are trying to strive to deliver that. We have 5 different waters. 4 of them, and I'm not going to give too much away, but I believe 4 of them are our own water and 1 might be from another system. So what we ask is just during the day that if you've got a couple of minutes or you just want to take a break, please test the waters. There's a ranking system of 1 to 5. We're going to collate those and see how that matches up with these numbers that have come out of here. The other one was around value for money. A range of customers thought we were probably at a fairly reasonable space in this area. It's around a 7 out of 10 again. Well, that's reasonable. Obviously we can continue to work on that. Obviously we'll continue to work at a range of things in our funding or our tariff structure, which is around fixed costs versus variable costs. We gave a $50 rebate on our fixed costs for water, and we're looking at what that whole mix looks like as we move forward into the future in our next pricing plan. We're operating 15 supply systems. There's not one single source of supply. So some of those supplies are operating off reservoirs, some of them are operating off groundwater. As you would expect, you'll get variable water quality. but our aim is to provide safe and of reasonable quality. The important one on the bottom, which is really around climate change and our response and reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. They are important, but the customer is saying to us, we don't want any additional cost around that. So that's a challenge for the business. We'll need to absorb some costs and projects that relate to that, but I think we're up for that challenge, and we've already started a number of projects across our assets. We've put solar panels on a range of our key assets, including our office building. We've just completed a mini hydro project at Lalel Reservoir. And we don't see this as just a one-way circle. We see that as continuing as we move forward into the future.
We'll come back to the program. You'll see that each table will actually go a little bit further into each of the themes that Paul spoke about. The idea being that on each table we have each of those key themes that Paul spoke about. We have customer focused, we have water that tastes great, that is safe and clean. We have a water supply that you can rely on. We have a safe and reliable wastewater service, making best use of our resources and increasing our customers' value for money. Each of those are different tables. So we have 6 tables. We're going to have 3 rounds. So that means that you can go to 3 tables and have a conversation about each of those themes. Alternatively, you might go to one table and think, yeah, I've had a conversation there and now I want to go to the next and I want to make sure that I get to all 6 tables. That's really up to you. You're obviously interested in water. That's why you've all turned up today and given up 4 hours of your day, which is great. In the round, you'll find that a member of the Central Highlands Water staff will talk about the theme that is on their table, and they'll talk to you about the ideas and output that has come from all of those different people, the 1,000 people that Paul referred to earlier. And your role as community members, as customers, is really to say, does this sound right? Have we got it right here? Has Central Highlands Water got it right? What are they missing? How can I live with this as a customer? What does it mean for me? So these are the kind of questions that you'll be thinking about today as you hear from your Central Highlands Water staff member. We will be taking notes at the table because we're going to gather up all of your ideas and all of your commentary and put it together and give it back to you.
So what a great customer forum we had today here at the Mercure with over 46 of our residential customers from across the region. They told Central Highlands Water about the things that were important to them in the water and wastewater services area. So we had interactions at all levels, we had commentary, we also had direction, we also had input regarding particular issues that individual customers had. So over the 4 or 5 hours, we got to really understand as a business further about what people see as important to the services that we offer our customers on a day-to-day basis. I thought the input of our staff was excellent. They didn't talk down to people, they didn't assume people knew what was being said or what wasn't being said. They listened, they heard, they offered commentary and support. And I think by the end of the day, we had a really clear understanding as a collective group that this is what we need to be doing today and into the future in the services that we provide. One of the other really nice things was, out of the 45 odd people we had here, 20 of them put their hand up and said that they were happy to be involved in future conversations with Central Highlands Water at a formal level. We're looking at setting up a customer reference group in the next short while. That group will meet over the next few months to continue to refine and put together our positions in consultation with our customers about the sorts of levels of investment we should be making across the region, not just for the next 5 years, but for the next 10 to 20 years. So all in all, it was a really successful day. I think the operation of how it was all managed, the taste testing that we did of some of our systems and the water quality testing all added to the interactions of the day, and it's something that we can take forward into the future.